Welcome back to Marin County home sales statistics, where we skip the headlines and talk about what's actually happening with Marin County real estate. And fair warning, if you're just glancing at the January numbers and thinking, wow, sales fell off a cliff, slow down. January stats almost always lie if you don't know what you're looking at, because what you're about to see isn't really January behavior at all. So let's get to it. 3 anomalies that matter. Before we get into the inventory, pricing, or anything else, I need to flag 3 things that matter a lot this month. First, January closings reflect December's decisions. December is when buyers pull back. December is when showings slow down the most. December is when fewer contracts get written. People are busy with the holidays, not focused on homes. This activity shows up in January's statistics because most homes that go under contract close in about 30 days, which means December's activity is January's closed home statistics. Second, in December, the Federal Reserve lowered rates. And even though the Federal Reserve does not directly control mortgage rates, buyers don't care about that distinction. What buyers heard was simple: rates are coming down. By late December, 30-year fixed mortgage rates did drift into the mid 6% range, which was the lowest buyers had seen in a while after spending much of the year staring at rates closer to high 6s and the 7s. And buyer psychology is very predictable when this happens. They are more interested. Some buyers rush back in to lock in something because they're worried the rates are going to move back up. And they may even pay a bit more because a lower rate equals higher buying power. Third, we did have one whale category sale this month. If you've watched this channel before, you already know that whales can push the averages up and make the market look stronger than what most buyers and sellers are actually experiencing. If you didn't see that video, go to my channel and look up "Will Marin prices drop 50%? I ran the math. It's honestly one of the most important videos I've ever done. Now, in this case, the whale effect was relatively small, but with only 80 sales, even one can ripple the numbers a bit. By the way, I'm Karrie Hill, lawyer turned realtor, 30-year Marin local, and the person who helps you buy or sell here with your sanity and your bank account intact. My information is in the link below if you ever need some backup. And if you want my free newsletter that shows exactly which homes closed in Marin and how much they sold above or below list and how the whales distort the average, that's also in the description. And by the way, you can't find that information anywhere else. And hey, if you pick up even one useful nugget here, please hit subscribe. It motivates me to keep pumping out this content. Thank you so much. January home sales. Now let's talk January. 80 homes sold across Marin County. That number always catches people off guard because it seems so small, but remember, I mentioned these actually came from December, the slowest month of the year. And here's how those 80 sales broke down. 58 homes sold below list price, averaging about 13% below asking. That represents 73% of all sales for the month. 12 homes sold around list price, which is 15% of January sales, and 10 homes sold above list price, averaging about 5% over asking, making 13% of the market. In plain English, most sellers still had to negotiate downward, a small group of homes were priced perfectly, and a handful still attracted competition, usually for very specific reasons like location, condition, or scarcity. This is not a bidding war market, it's a selective market. Now, on to the charts. Okay, first thing up is inventory, and we can see that here's January's number in inventory, which is these light green bars. Inventory did increase from December to January, not really surprising. Sales, however, decreased. That's because when the homes are sold, like we just went over, that's actually December's numbers, right? They're 30 days behind. A sale is 30 days behind. Inventory is right now. So we're seeing January inventory up. We're also seeing that new listings are coming back into the market. That's not surprising either. And you can look at this last year and see how it basically looks at the same time of the year. Here's December and here's January. again, December's inventory went up and the sales were down because of the seasonal and the 30-day lag on those numbers. How does that look overall compared to last year? For sales, well, actually last month, okay, we just mentioned all the things that were up or down. But if we compare it to last year, we have 0.4% more inventory this year than last year. New listings have not caught up yet to this time last year, and sold homes was a bit higher than it was last year. And then the quarterly numbers can be a bit more interesting, except for the inventory one just doesn't work in the way that these people calculate it for us. So we can really only see that new listings did not drop off as much as they did over the month if you look at the whole quarter, and that there were more homes sold when you look at the whole quarter this year compared to last year. What January really tells us? January tells us a few things very clearly. First, pricing accuracy still matters more than anything. Overpricing continues to get punished. Second, buyers will pay up, but only for homes that are clean, well located, and priced like the seller actually wants to sell. And third, headline stats can mislead you, especially in a light sales month with a whale or two in the mix, like there was one this time. That's why I always focus on how homes sell relative to list price, not just what the average price did. Because averages don't buy houses, people do. If you're checking out homes for sale in Marin or debating whether it's time to sell, you should see some other video recommendations above me about now. And don't forget to hit the subscribe so you don't miss any of my no fluff real estate updates. Thank you for watching and have a great day.